to people. Hello everybody. Hello from Baby Cat Gucci. Say hello to everybody. Hello everybody. Go down. Go. I think it's a little bit dark. I will put the light on. Hello everybody. I don't know why I see my phone as dark. Hi everybody, I think my phone is a little bit dark. Can you see me properly? I don't know what went wrong with my phone. Anyways, hello Tanya, hello Hector, hello 2020. I miss you all so much. I miss you all. I don't know what's going on with my phone. Suddenly it has a dark screen, but I will manage. Hello Maria. All right, everybody who's watching, can you please tell me, is my screen light? Can you see me properly, or it's too dark? Because with me here, I can see that I am dark. Hello Kevin. Hello everybody. Hello. Welcome all. Today I want to share with you all about narcissism. And before I start, hello Nicola. Hello everybody. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my phone. I see myself on the screen as dark, but it's okay. I think you can see me. We will manage, all right? So, before I start with narcissism, I want to share with you something that I learn all the time. Quite often we ask ourselves, are our prayers answered? And when we pray to Almighty God, are our prayers answered? And why our prayers are not answered? May I share with you that we are to pray with passion and compassion, owning the miracles, feeling the miracles, being the miracles. And before I even start, all of us are born as earth angels. And any angel in your personality, the time is now to rekindle the angel in you and pray for everybody around the world. The whole world now needs prayers. I still see myself as dark screen, but I think we can manage. Right. Today is about narcissism and narcissistic personality. So, I will go with you. How did it start from the very beginning of time? What are the foundations? What are the personality traits or personality types? And same time, I will share with you that we are not to judge anybody at all, at all. We are not to judge because apparently, as per international statistics, by the way, that 1% of the human nature of all of us, 1% are born as narcissists or potentials of narcissism or can be narcissistic. So 1% is a huge number. So all of us are not to judge at all narcissistic personalities. Same time, if you ask me, I would rather deal with a narcissist. I will repeat that. I would rather deal and learn from a narcissist than I deal with someone who's deceiving you or me. Probably I will share more in future. You already got used to my transparency by now. I'd rather deal with a narcissist because I know what's coming ahead of me instead of dealing with deception. That person who masters the deception, deceiving you and me. That is so hard. Back to narcissism. What is the definition of narcissism according to psychology? By the way, before I go on, I want to apologize. I really am sorry. My screen is not showing me the names, okay? Please, I apologize from you. My screen is not properly showing me the names properly, but I think you can see me, okay? So, narcissistic personalities is someone, it's NPD or narcissistic personality disorder, that is a person who is obsessed with himself or herself, so overwhelmed with themselves and they think they are the best person in the world or the best being in the world. And the myth goes, once upon a time, Narcissus in ancient Greece was so full of himself and he had so many relationships that he was destined to meet a girl named Echo who was cursed that she can only say echoes or voice. She appealed to him and he didn't at all give her any time. He didn't at all approach her with love. So he himself was punished by the universe that he saw his own image in water. So he fell in love with his own image, and that is the term narcissistic persona or narcissism. And according to the DSM, you know by now that Diagnostical Statistical Manual of Psychology or Psychiatry, there are two types, covert narcissist and overt narcissist. And you already know by now that I write all my notes on my book. So, I will read whenever I need to read. Hello, Mario. Hello, everybody again. I'm really so sorry. I cannot see the names properly. There is something wrong with my phone, but I'm sure you can hear me. So, there are overt narcissist and covert narcissist. Overt, that it's meaning it's obvious. The person who's so rude, obnoxious, the person who normally is in a very high position, leadership most of the time, and they will do whatsoever to reach higher positions, and they do not at all hesitate to put people down because they think that the whole world filters around them. Right? So that is the overt, and they are normally grandiose, that everything is mega heightened. Everything is so grand and big in their life. They have to have the best car in the world, the best fashion, the best friends have to be elite and rich and famous. Meanwhile, the other type that is so they hello Rola. Hello Rasham, hello Haifa, hello everybody again. And covert, it is hidden. It is completely hidden that me and you, we don't normally know unless it is very late. And by the way, when people as kids or adults are confident, we please don't confuse confidence with narcissism. Ambition, passion, confidence is a very good personality trait. Narcissism is when the person are so obsessed with themselves. That becomes so dangerous and manipulative to everybody around them. And when I say covert or overt, that is hidden or obvious, they share both of them. They share and co-share so of the personality traits. So today I will share with you the personality traits, the consistency of their personality, and by the next live, you already know now I go live every Thursday. Next live, I will share with you how to deal with narcissistic persona. Hello Frida, hello Okay, hello Rusham. Guys, can anybody tell me, I see my image as dark, fully dark on the screen. Can you see me properly or not? Anybody can write, please. Not that I know how to fix it, but at least I want you to enjoy the live. Alright? So, I will go on. You hear me all the time saying the first 7 years of our life, and I will say it all the time. All the time I will say it. When parents as children give their children so much attention and so much praise, again, don't mistake attention and praise from parents by confidence, because we need our parents' support. We need them to motivate us. We need them to show us that we are able and we are capable. But when parents overpraise their children and show in society that that child is the best child in the universe, that child becomes narcissistic, self-centered and manipulative and selfish. Same time, the contrast, when the parents do not give the child enough attention or enough love, or they neglect that child becomes narcissist. So either neglected or over attention, that child becomes so fragile, vulnerable, and insecure that she or he overcompensates by thinking he or she is the best person in the world. They develop this self-addiction that is called narcissism. And by the way, there are some signs and symptoms that you are to really take care and really study yourself and others in a very positive, loving, kind way to know if you are with a narcissist or not. Some way, somehow, with the 1%, as per the international statistics, there is always one in a large family or an office or a workplace who thinks she or he that they're always right and the whole world is to evolve around them. So, symptoms of that person around you is a narcissist. It is mandatory to have the best car in the world or the best fashion or the best position. It is that person is so arrogant and manipulative and so rude that they do not hesitate to put people down, especially in restaurants. And by the way, they don't even realize what they're doing because they are numbed to their emotions. They are numbed towards passion and compassion. Again, I want to apologize. I'm sorry because I don't see the names properly on my screen. Please forgive me. Another part, I mentioned numbness to other people's emotions. Other people's sadness or emotions, they do not care about it. They do not exist to them. So it's only me or you who are to feed their narcissistic needs. Yes, narcissistic supplies. Without the supply, they cannot survive. They have to feel important all the time. Also, envy. And there is a difference from envy to jealousy. When people are jealous, it involves 3 people or 4 people. Let's say you have a girlfriend or you have a wife and you're jealous of somebody next to your wife. That is jealousy. That is a feeling, an emotion. Meanwhile, envy is an evil emotion. I repeat, envy is an evil emotion that that narcissistic persona wishes he had that car, he had that wife, or he or she had that person or that job. So that is envy. When that person full ownership of favors, that person doesn't know boundaries normally. When I talk all the time about developing boundaries to say no when there is need to say no, or yes when there is a need to say yes. Narcissistic personalities, they do not at all respect our boundaries. They will interrupt your meeting, they will interrupt your conversation, they will interrupt even anything you're doing to get their narcissistic supply, because they cannot stand the attention to someone else. It has to be only on them. Again, please don't be confused. Somebody is confident or ambitious or high self-esteem, that person is not narcissistic at all. Because when that person listens to you, helps you, supports you, is it a friend, a family member, a wife, a husband, that person is not narcissistic at all. It's a healthy dose of self-confidence and self-esteem. Another part of narcissism is inferiority complex. They are so inferior, they lack confidence and self-esteem big time. So they overcompensate by developing an overcompensation, and they act superior and bossy and manipulative all the time to cover up for their lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem. And may God be with you if that person is your manager or office manager or somebody in your career. May God be with you, because they will be micro-managing every step you make, every breath you take. Even when you want to work from home, they will initially oppose and reject the idea, because narcissistic personalities like whether they are obvious or hidden as covert, they cannot stand you being away. They have to control you all the time, manipulate you all the time. They are not even knowledgeable most of the time in their job, in their position. That is not my words, by the way. The international statistics. And by the way, to be diagnosed as a narcissistic persona, a person has to go through a lot of appointments with other psychologists or psychiatrists to diagnose properly. But you will spot the narcissistic persona without even being told so. You will spot them straight away. That is why I decided to, hello my friend Maisa, hello Reem, hello Capacity World, hello, the upper name, I can't see my screen again. So, back to narcissistic persona. The narcissistic person is so much lacking knowledge and experience to an extent that they cover up and they overcompensate by being bullying at work, bullying at a relationship, bullying at office. This is how they manipulate people into reaching themselves into a very higher position, and they do that by being so charismatic and so focused on their physical appearance, and the very second you need help, they are nowhere to be seen, nowhere to even listen to you. Okay? So these are some of the signs and symptoms that you are next to a narcissist person or in relationship with a narcissist person. Also, by the way, it could be genetics, it could be neurobiology, and that is the relationship between our brain, neurons, and our body. Remember, I always share with you the neurons that are the part of the nervous system that they send the messages to our body, and our body in return send messages back to our brain to think, feel, behave, love, forgive, forget. Or narcissists, they don't know all of the above. They numb themselves. They don't even realize that they are doing it. All what they care about is hurting others, because by hurting others, they feel so powerful. That's the way it is, right? So, I always mention, by the way, our thoughts become our feeling becomes our pattern, our personality. We are able to change, but narcissistic persona, it's almost impossible to change them. And I did mention I will not mention a solution on this live. Next week I will, okay? Next week I will. Why I'm discussing today narcissistic persona? That I want you to know, because if you know and understand very well the narcissism and narcissistic personality disorder, you guaranteed 80 to 90% of your success in life. Okay? This is how we together can expose narcissistic persona. Not to judge, okay? Just to be careful in our life before committing to a relationship with a narcissistic persona. Now, the narcissistic personality persona, if he or she cannot get the narcissistic supply, they can have complications such as depression, anxiety, worry and fear, addiction to substance, suicidal, difficulty in school and society. These are also normal signs for all of us. But when it comes to narcissistic persona, it becomes severe to an extent. It becomes either hypomania or mania. And by the way, mania and hypomania are more of a mood situation, not a disease. I repeat, when it becomes so difficult for the narcissistic persona, they develop anxiety, worry, and fear, and depression, and that can lead to hypomania and mania, which are a mood condition, not a disease. And it is a heightened emotions of extreme changes, similar to bipolar, by the way, that they're suddenly happy, suddenly sad or depressed. See the difference or the contrast or the similarities. Mania, hypomania are similar to bipolar, yet if there is a bipolar, not necessarily can be narcissistic. I will repeat that. I try not to confuse you, but I have to explain. A bipolar is somebody who's suddenly happy, suddenly sad, a mood change. Meanwhile, mania and hypomania can have traces of bipolar personality, but bipolar personality not necessarily narcissist. Clear so far? All right. Time and time again. Now, be careful if you are about to start a relationship with a narcissist. They will use all their manipulation, physical, emotional, mental, psychological, to win you over. They have a very high dose of intelligence. They always know how to look good. They always know how to be seductive. And they always have the mastery of triggering you into depending on them. Yes, they trigger you. They manipulate you and me and everyone around them to be dependent and codependent on them. And before you even know, you are in love with a narcissist person. And may God be with you if that happens. And please, 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 I will say, I beg you, okay? If you are about to fall in love with a narcissist, run and never look back. Run and never look back. Again, apologies, my phone is getting darker, so I cannot see the names properly. Okay, so narcissistic persona also use some strategies to hurt others. Example, oh, by the way, at the end of the post or live, I will share with you the qualities of the narcissistic husband, narcissistic wife. Yes, narcissistic husband, narcissistic wife. What are their personality traits? Now, when it comes to marriage, I'm not at all saying to people leave each other. No, there is something called counseling, there is therapy, there is 10 million ways to deal with the narcissistic marriage. Sometimes husband and wife are narcissistic. So it doesn't necessarily have to be divorce. There's always a way to work around it, especially if there are children. When I say run and don't look behind, I mean run if you are single. Okay? So, the narcissistic persona will know how to project and reflect on you their insecurities. They will always know how to reflect on you their insecurities, and some of their strategies, dangerous strategies, are gaslighting. I repeat, gaslighting. The other one is energy vampire, known as hoovering. Gaslighting. The other one is hoovering or energy vampire. I will explain briefly. There are more, by the way, but as I say, most of the time I try not to confuse you. Gaslighting, it came from a play. Yes, a theater play where the main character, the husband in the play, I think that was in 1930 plus, 1930-ish, right? He kept turning the lights on and off in the whole play with the purpose of making his wife become crazy. So that is what you call gaslighting, or provoking you into an argument, or provoking you to feel insecure, vulnerable, to lack confidence, to always isolate you away from your friend. I mentioned they are very manipulative and they know how to make people depend on them and think that the world is so scary, and that is how they decide to stay with the narcissist. And the other one is the hoovering or energy vampire. When you leave a narcissist, remember the part that they cannot stand ever to lose their narcissistic supply. They cannot ever lose the attention at all, as in at all. They will do everything in their power to win you back. So they will start again vacuuming your energy in by appealing to you, seductive again, handsome or a pretty girl, and they will tell you, I'm wrong, I'm sorry, I've done you wrong, give me another chance. And the second, I repeat, the second you give them another chance, you are so in the deep again. So never ever give a narcissist a chance to manipulate you back into getting you back. It is sadly not gonna happen, his or her recovery. If you have decided to leave, leave, and don't even answer their calls. Don't even reply. When it comes to narcissist and psychology, I know in psychology we need to have closure, right? Let's say I hurt you and you will tell me that I hurt you and have closure to move on in your life. In narcissism, don't even go there. Walk away and don't even look back. Okay? So I mentioned gaslighting. I mentioned the hoovering and how they are able to manipulate you. And by the way, they are so emotionally cold and they are so full of fear and insecurity that they have mastered the art. They have mastered the art of emotional numbness. Yes, at times they feel guilt or shame, but it doesn't stay long. It goes back to them feeling superior, addicted to themselves. So that is the only way they can move on in life and reach to higher positions in leadership most of the time. They have to have a position. They have to have a managerial position. Now, hats off to beautiful managers out there who are beautiful leaders, because to manage an office, to manage a company, to manage a group is super easy. But to lead by example, this is who I want to be my leader, your leader. That manager who owns lead by example and not micromanaging, okay? Or narcissist. Now, some of the traits or the strategy that they win you and me over are, and please pay attention and go back to the post. I will say them one after the other. I chose something that is not very difficult for you, okay? That's why it's very important to go back to the post. Okay, one of them is withholding, stonewalling, contradicting, denial, countering, and diminishing. Okay, I will say it one by one. Again, even me, sometimes I cannot read my own handwriting, but I will try. And when I tell you I love you so much, to an extent that before I go live, I go back to my childhood, teenager books, I do my researches, and I try my level best not to complicate, because I'm learning with you. You know by now, I love to learn all the time, because that is so helpful for me and you. When you are with me in therapy or meditation or mindfulness, this is the time that I promise never to stop till you are your own healer and help someone else to heal. Back to narcissism. What is withholding? Withholding is when the narcissist refuses to engage with your conversation. When you're explaining, remember I said don't even bother. Next week, I will share with you how to win over narcissist. Today is only about how to know you are with a narcissist. Withholding. They refuse to communicate with you and they make you feel that you don't exist to an extent. They confuse you so much and they play the victim card. That they're always victim, people hate them, people are jealous of them, people put them down, especially you. They will tell you, oh, you hurt me, you don't realize how it's personal feeling. That is withholding. Stonewalling. Again, go back to the post. Stonewalling. It is refusal again to do any communication with you. Like a stone. Stonewalling. They will even reach an extent, if you insist on communication, they will use verbal, emotional, and physical abuse. Pay attention. When a narcissist is stonewalling you, refusing to communicate, if you don't back away, God forbids, it becomes from their part emotional abuse, mental abuse, psychological abuse, even physical abuse, to an extent that they train their children, man or woman. By the way, I did mention I will share the personality traits of woman narcissist and man narcissist at the end. So it becomes physical abuse and it becomes a part of psychopathologies. Okay, pay attention please. If the narcissist goes deeper and deeper and more complicated and more manipulative, he or she develops psychopathologies. What are psychopathologies? They are the studies of abnormal behavior or mental conditions or cognitions in society. It depends on the society, the traditions, the way that the society believes about morals, ethics, principles, and behavior. But what I mean by psychopathologies, it's international anyways. It's so international that it is the studies of what is not normal, abnormal cognitive behavior in society that it needs to be addressed. Another technique, remember, gaslighting, hoovering, stonewalling, withholding, contradicting, and diversion. They contradict everything that you say, that They make you feel a bad person. They even tell you, your friends told you that. Oh my God, your friends hate you. Your friends do not want you to have a happy husband or a happy wife. You have to stay away from your friends. So they confuse you so much that they isolate you, that you become so insecure and scared and worried and occupied by survival to an extent that you yourself decide to stay with a narcissist because it is the only thing you know. This is how manipulative they are. Time and time. Diminishing seriousness. They do not take you seriously or your conversation seriously at all. They will ask you, are you upset? You're being so dramatic. You're being so childish and dramatic. And they deny completely denial. They said that completely. And then they play the victim card again by telling you, you don't realize how hurtful that is. By the way, I've been in one of those situations before, way back, and I honestly, it took me like few months to realize that I am next to a narcissist. Thank God it was not at all a relationship. Thank you God, thank you God. But they make you feel so confused. Did I do that mistake? They make you wonder because they know how to play the victim card. So when I'm talking from experience. It doesn't mean I know it all. No, I will repeat it every life. I learn with you. I learn with you all the time. And I need you to learn more and more. Who knows? Maybe one life I will learn from you. Write in your comments below. After the post, I will put the same post on my Insta or Facebook. Please write in the comments below. Have you had a narcissist in your life? How did you deal with it? What advice do you give? Right? I mentioned denial. I mentioned also countering. Countering is when they make you feel so wrong and they remind you something small that you did wrong before. They will keep remind you all the time about that you feel guilty. That is what you call countering. Okay? Repeat the post please, because again, watch it after I will post it. You master the knowledge of narcissism. This is like 90% success of your life. Career, emotions, personal life, achievement, abundance, manifestation. If you master your knowledge about narcissistic persona, you have 90% of your life success. Alright? So please do not fall in love with a narcissist. Okay? They will avoid responsibility at any cost. They will never ever take responsibility. And they will always invade your privacy and the privacy of their colleagues. Because as I mentioned, when an employee is a narcissist, I repeat and rephrase from experience, when an employee is a narcissist, he or she knows how to hide it because they want to reach management. So, they will manipulate their way in the ladder to reach a very high position in life, and only when they become management themselves, the covert narcissist, the hidden narcissist, the vulnerable, insecure, manipulative, comes out loud and clear. And also, I forgot to mention, please pay attention. They will do something called smear campaign. Smear campaign is they will make your reputation so bad with your friends. Again, whoever joined now, please accept my apology because my screen is dark. I'm unable to see the names. I'm so sorry. So, I am mentioning now that the narcissist does something called smear campaign. Smear campaign is when they tell everybody in the office, in the family, even in the court. By the way, international global statistics have shown that the narcissistic he or she are very convincing in the court to an extent that almost you lose the case if you're not ready. I will mention in the next post how to deal with narcissistic persona. And please pay attention. In the court, by law, you are not at all, I repeat, you are not at all allowed to say in the court that that person is a narcissistic persona. Don't ever go that road, because they're very convincing. Again, solution I will mention next week, okay? This is only the diagnosis, because I want you to know. I mentioned that they are dangerous. They will deplete people around them from their self-confidence. They will monitor their wife, or the wife will monitor the husband almost 24/7. And they will make you lack so much confidence that you depend on them all the time. So, they are always with a multi-relationships, because they feel they are entitled, right? They block, they disassociate pain, they self-soothe themselves, and they push back their feelings of emotions, because to them emotions are weakness. Now, when I mention gaslighting, if somebody has been gaslighting you in your life, I promise you there is always a way to recover. I will share it next week, okay? But when you are in the relationship, the effect of gaslighting on you, or somebody who's been manipulated by a narcissist, are, some of them by the way, severe negative and psychological impact on that person or the victim. Anxiety, worry, fear, no confidence whatsoever, always apologetic, because the person, the narcissist, makes the other person feel so guilty, and that person is apologizing all the time. He or she thinks it's their mistake. That is how dangerous the gaslighting effects are. Conversations, they make you feel you are crazy. They make you feel that you are insane. That's why it's called gaslighting. You defend and create excuses for your partner. The wife or the husband of the narcissist starts unconsciously defending their partner in life, because they are already codependent. They make them feel so dependent that they are so scared to go out there. That's why when we watch movies in life, they are successful for a reason. The man abuses the woman, or the woman abuses the man, that every time they come and say, I'm sorry, I don't mean it. So that person loses confidence and cannot exit the relationship. Okay? Please be careful. The person who's been victimized becomes insecure, confused, unhappy, isolated. They make sure you are isolated from everybody around you, that you have no way but to stay with them. And I need you to know, please, 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 you are not a victim, you are a victor. When I go on my knees every day, I thank mighty God, Almighty God, all the time. You are not a victim, you are a victor. And be happy if you have been hurt, if you have been deceived. Be happy that you are not the one who deceived others or hurt others, or you are not the narcissist. Again, no judgment over here. I repeat all the time. Energy, we don't judge anybody. We forgive and let go. But with the narcissist, we have to exit before you commit to the narcissist, okay? Which I will mention next week. Now, I will quickly mention the traits of the husband. I'm gonna be a bit quick here because time is going. The husband narcissist, he is either visible or invisible as covered, arrogant, so full of criticism. He distrusts his wife. He makes his wife feel shameful. He has ownership rights for multiple relationships all the time. He feels that his wife is not good enough. He will make her comments about her weight. He will make her feel so insecure that he finds himself the right to cheat with 10 million women. Okay? He controls her appearance, the weight. He doesn't have empathy for her at all. He makes her lose her self-confidence completely, manipulates her and the children, and he raises children by example to be narcissistic persona. Jealousy all the time, spying on the wife. He makes the wife away from the social life, completely isolate her. So, and now the wife, if she is a narcissist, if the wife is a narcissist, these are her traits. By the way, both of them do not listen. Both of them have accusations to everybody around them, to the office, to the employees, to the colleagues. Are you sure you did that? Are you sure you can do it? And they always speak badly. Let's say you have a project in a company, all right? If somebody is over and is already out, they will tell you in front of your face that you are nothing and your job is not good and. But he or she, if they are covered and you've done a good job in the office or the project, they will make sure behind your back that they will say so many things about you. They can never face you, by the way, the covered hidden ones, unless you are in a relationship with them. If you are not in a relationship, they know how to tell everybody that your project is not good at all, you're not a good employee, because they cannot stand at all the attention to go somewhere else, only on them. Okay? So the wife or the husband becomes codependent. And by the way, if the wife brings money to the home, he does not like that at all, even if she's spending on the family. If she has a higher position, oh my God, that's like the end of the world. He will make sure she leaves that job. Same for the woman, by the way. Please forgive me if I'm saying male. No, I apologize. Narcissistic persona can be a man, can be a woman. Okay? The woman, narcissistic personality wife. Narcissistic personality disorder of the wife. She's always disappointed with the husband. Whatever he does, or the girlfriend or the fiance, please pay attention. If you are to commit to a fiance before you get married, please pay attention. She will be always disappointed with you, and nothing that you've done is good enough for her in all the aspects of the life, emotional, psychological, mental. She's always disappointed. She's the victim of the relationship. I shouldn't have got committed to you, she will tell you. Oh my God, everybody else has a better life but me. She will distrust the partner, the husband. She will be always skeptical of what the husband or the fiance does. She has fantasies, by the way. The narcissistic wife has fantasies about the past, present, and future. In the past, she has hallucinations and fantasies that she goes back to her imagination and visualizes marrying someone else. In the present, she fantasizes on someone else. In the future, she does daydreaming and fantasies of changing the husband to somebody better, but it's not allowed in society, so this becomes fantasies unless she gives herself the right in secret to cheat on the partner, just like the husband cheats with so many women because he thinks he's entitled. Some women, narcissistic persona, can do that as well because they think they are entitled, right? She is overcompensating for previous trauma. Pay attention, pay attention. Some girls, when they get traumatic and they get hurt by a previous lover or a previous husband, when they marry the next one, some of them, the female becomes narcissistic. So she blames the next husband for every trauma that happened to her. And that is the part when I mentioned mania, hypomania, and that is when I mentioned so many other types. Okay? Again, the female has emotional communication numbness. She avoids communication with him at all time. Sorry, I'm speeding. She has double standards. She allows herself what she doesn't allow for the husband. She blames him, shifting the blame on him all the time. It's your mistake. Everything is your mistake. I shouldn't have listened to you. Because in her mind's eye, she wants to isolate the husband, that he will never be without her. He will never. She will even threaten him with the divorce. She will always say, in some countries in the world, if they divorce, by the way, it's 50-50, right? So, if they divorce, she always scares him. I will leave you, I will leave you. So he will never leave her. She reflects the guilt and the shame on him. The gift, she will never remember his birthday. She will never acknowledge his birthday. She will never acknowledge all these significant memories in their life. It's only her, and her. Pay attention if you have a female like that in your life. She's always micromanaging the husband all the time. Micromanaging, and if he's shopping for himself, she will always tell him, you're only shopping for yourself, nothing for me, all these things. So that brings the clarity paradox. The paradox means that the husband sees her for what she is. I repeat, the husband can see her for what she is, but he cannot leave her. Okay, let me see what's the time now. Few more minutes. Recap, the final recap, and then you will go back to the post later. Grandiose, everything is enlarged. They love male and female. Power, fame. They love money. They are always delusional. Victim persona. Obsessive compulsive disorder, admiring themselves all the time. Manipulative. They exploit others. They climb the ladder. They have almost zero empathy for others. Arrogant. Criticizing all the time. Always envious from people. And micromanaging. Okay? By now you know that my posts are long. I will stop saying I will make them shorter. By now you know. Whoever wants to share my humble knowledge, you just have to bear with me. Unless you write me in the comment in the Insta to make things shorter, then I will start. Okay? As for now, I love you so much. Please stay tuned for next week. Next week, same time Thursday, I will be giving you solutions, how to deal with a narcissist and how to recover from a narcissist. You are not alone. You are not alone. I'm here. I'm sure you have a lot of nice friends in your life. And Almighty God, our Creator, pray with passion. It is now both times, by the way. The holy month of Ramadan is almost here, and the beautiful Holy Bible Lent is here. So prayers are gratitude, being kind to people, being loving to yourself and people. That is prayers. That is the power of praying with passion. And when God decides to open a door, no one can ever close. And when God decides to close a door, because He is preparing you and me for a better, happier, stronger door. I love you and see you next week. Please watch the post again. I will post it again. Watch it again and share it with your friends. And leave some comments. I love you all. See you next week. Bye for now.